All right, welcome back to my page. Talk Me Out Africa, powered by State Social and Integral Development Center. As you all know, I'm Gucci Agalaba Ehianwege. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Talk Me Out Africa. Follow us on our Facebook page, Talk Me Out Africa, and also on our Instagram page, Talk Me Out Africa. Share this video, like this video, as it encourages women, support women's efforts. When you talk about International Women's Day, we have a powerful guest in the house, someone that will be doing justice as so many others are also contributing their own quota to celebrate and mark today, International Women's Day. Man, please, may we know you.
Thank you very much. My name is Dudu Mama Maluka. I'm the Executive Director of Responsible Citizenship and Human Development Initiative based in Gombe. I'm also the Gombe Coordinator of Women for Women, He for She movement. I'm the State Coordinator of 100 Women Lobby Group. I'm also the State Coordinator of Gender and Constitutional Review Network.
A lot around gender. Today marks International Women's Day, and with a team, hash. What?
Break the bias.
When you talk about break the bias, what do you understand by that? What does it mean? What does it entail? What's the meaning? What are those biases when you talk about it?
Well, you have to understand what is a bias. A bias is having a leaning that is not right towards a thing, towards a person, and because of that, there's marginalization. There can't be bias without marginalization. So when talking about breaking the bias, we're looking at gender issues, especially women's issues. There are so many biases against women. Is it women in politics? There are biases. For us, I'm from the north. For us in the north, girl child education, there's a bias there. So many things, even in the civil service, sometimes you find that colleagues on the same grade level rise, and when it gets to the time of appointing a permanent secretary, even if the woman is older in the service, sometimes they give it to the male. So there are so many biases. Some claim that it's because of religion. I'll say religion in quote because I don't believe that. I mean, we have had people from the different, either Muslim or Christian, rising to great heights in this country. So it's not an issue of religion. But for me, those biases that we have are actually cultural, and also the mindset from the patriarchy that we have carried for centuries. The men have this mindset that they are leaders, they are the ones at the front all the time. We are coming from a time when it was said that women should only be heard and not seen. Women should be at the background, women should be in the kitchen. So some men still have that mindset. For example, if you look at the issue of public finance management, hardly do you find a female commissioner of finance. Hardly do you find a female accountant general. In those kind of positions, it's always the man that is commissioner of finance, the man that is auditor general, the man that is accountant general. I don't know why, but there are biases there because you find that there in some states you have women who can become something, become commissioners of finance. They have the qualifications, they have what it takes to hold the finances of a state. I mean, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala did it very well for us in Nigeria. She has left a legacy for us as a finance commissioner in Nigeria. So women can do these things. So to break these biases, a lot of things need to be done. We need to help the men understand that women can also do what they can do in the office, in the boardroom, whether it is in the public space or in the private spaces. Women can be there too. Because a lot of researchers have proved that when women are in leadership, when you have equality in leadership, the either the country or the state or the company thrives better. There's more because the men and women, because of how God made us, we bring different things to the table. We bring different perspectives to the table. And when we have the men's perspective and the women's perspective come together, we find that if it's a company, if it's a state, if it's a country, it's able to move further. It's able to move to a greater extent than when you just have only the men deciding things. So we need to break the bias for women in governance. We need to break the bias in so many spheres of life. So I think this theme this year is very apt. There are a lot of biases that women are moving about with. So yeah, we need to raise that consciousness that we need to break the bias.
All right, thank you so very much, Ma, for having you. We are glad to have you as we look forward to delivering on that because we really need to break those biases that affect women from properly engaging and also organizing to bring about the change we want to see at different level. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to my page, Talk Me Out Africa, powered by CIDEC, Social and Integral Development Center. It's a program, a platform where we look at social issues as it affects us in the society, ranging from the family, the church, and the society at large. It's a beautiful moment when we celebrate women, mostly women in politics, women at home, women occupying different both elective and appointive positions. The time is here again where we celebrate women. As today marks International Women's Day, you have with me a beautiful woman, like I said. We wished her happy birthday today, and also a beautiful woman behind the success of Nigerian civil society situation. When you talk about situation room in Nigeria, you talk about election, you talk about participation, you talk about participatory governance, you talk about emerging issues in the society. But today we are concentrating on women as today marks International Women's Day. Ma, we are glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Ugochi.
All right.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Agiampe. Yeah, I don't really want to go further. But today should be taking us through on these bills that women have been agitating for. You know, we talk about harsh break barriers. You know, a lot of things need to be in place. There are tools that we need to work with. There are tools that also need to empower us, the women that are trying to be the change we want to see. Ma, please can you highlight points on those tools, those bills that you feel are good enough for us, whether they fly or not, and what can be different.
So there were five gender bills up for position amendment last week, and in the National Assembly, both houses, and five of them actually failed. Two were voted for in the Senate, passed in the Senate, as they didn't meet the requirements for constitutional amendment. So all five bills failed. One of them is the indigenship bill, which seeks to give a woman indigenship after 5 years in her husband's place. The other is citizenship, which allows a Nigerian woman married to a foreigner to give him citizenship by registration. The third bill is the additional special seats bill, seeking to give additional seats for women in the National Assembly. These seats are not the seats that have been contested for. The whole idea was to be able to put more women in the National Assembly for 3 terms. So the bill had a loss of 6 years. So after 3 assemblies, which is about 12 years, 4 years for each, so it was actually 16 years. So after 16 years, it will revert to what it had been. So this was just give women a lift, because if we are waiting for women to organically win elections in Nigeria, that's not going to happen. Clearly, that's not going to happen, because as we can see, the whole idea of inclusion has been going on for a very long time, and the progress, there being progress, it has been declining. And so the last bill was on affirmative action, both ways. Affirmative action to have 35% party administration, women, to be making 35% of political parties administration women. So positions of the National Executive Council and across the board to have women. And the other affirmative action is to have 35% women executive positions and appointments.
That's sad because in the House, what happened in the House of Reps was that they took an amendment to reduce it to 20%. Now that defeats the whole purpose of an affirmative action. Affirmative action is a percentage, and across the world, it's 35%. Not just Nigeria. The whole idea of
When you talk about 35% affirmative action is across is the same everywhere. What happens in Anambra State? Basically, the state house of assembly.
there's just one feeling.
So is it balanced?
No, but that's why this whole idea of constitutional amendment to women representation is very important because, like I said, it is not going to happen organically. Their obstacles are cultural, they are financial, they're just a lot of them. And it's beyond it's an old system that needs to be changed, and you just can't change it overnight. So it's going to take time. The time is now. A lot of countries are doing parity, 50-50. Nobody is asking for 50-50. We're just saying put a few women and then over time other women will join.
All right, thank you very much. We've heard from her. Again, like I said, someone that is knowledgeable. I'm glad that you are hearing from her today. When she talked about this indigenous bill, me, I'm interested in that particular bill. I really want to know what's next and what can we do differently because I really want that bill to be passed. Because if it's passed, I mean, people like us will nobody will just wake up and kick you out. You know, you're still an indigenous, whether you're from that state or not from that state. Once you are married, you have a home, you have a place, you're automatically an indigenous. I'm really concerned about that one because I want something that will empower women.
Yeah, so the alteration, and I'm going to read, um, was to alter section 31 of the Constitution, which of course talks about citizens of Nigeria who are indigenous. An indigenous of a state is if you were born in that state, lived in that state for a continuous. Okay, so this is inserting a new prescription. So what they want you to do, for instance, if you're born in that state, you lived in the state for a continuous period of at least 10 years. So if you've been resident in the FCT or Onitsha, for instance, or Nnewi, and you're not from there, but you've been resident for 10 years and you want to claim an indigent, then you can for 10 years. So that was one of the alterations. Then for us, what is important was that a woman who's married to an indigent of a state different from her state of origin for at least 5 years becomes an indigent of that state and is entitled to all the rights and privileges of an indigent.
Wow.
In cases of employment, appointment, or election into a particular office. In the case of divorce or death of a spouse, a woman remains an indigent if there were children born of marriage or not, or she elects to remain an indigent in that state. So that's what failed in the National Assembly. The whole idea. I don't know how a woman changes her name to a man's name and cannot claim a state.
Honestly, this is
It's
worrisome.
it's funny.
It's just worrisome because I think this bill need to fly. This bill needs to fly because if it's one of the things we are going to achieve during this International Women Day, we using it to mark this particular bill, ensuring that this bill is being passed. This bill must be passed because it gives women spaces, it empowers women to actively participate. But this cannot be done or we achieving it alone if we are not better organized. Thank you again for participating because we've learned a lot.
No, thank you, and I'm delighted, like I said, to be here and to speak about this.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
All right, still on this matter, International Women's Day, we have these powerful actors in the society who have been so supportive with women issues, women-related matter. We talk about justice. We want women to actively participate. We have Ezioma Mwabun. He is here to do justice to this particular topic. Sir, today as we celebrate International Women's Day today, what is your position? How do you see women? Some bills are being turned down. For instance, this indigenship bill, bills of providing more spaces for women. You know, those bills are turned down, and women are not comfortable. But we need people to support us get this achieved. What is your position, and how do you see women moving forward?
Well, patriarchy is not a Nigerian phenomenon. Um, the struggle against patriarchy needs to be understood from the point of organizing rather than the agonizing that is currently going on. The American woman, the Nigerian woman started voting before the American woman is voting. Quite a lot of people are not aware of that. So it took a lot of energy, a lot of organizing, a lot of struggle, a lot of sweat to get to where we are now. The tragedy of the Nigerian situation is that that organizing is absent, and there is more of building of personality cult rather than movements. We need to have a movement that addresses the challenges of women in a more specific, in a more direct, in a more organized way. Women platforms are not activist platforms. You have National Council of Women Societies that has been more identified with the president's wife, the governor's wife, rather than being platforms that agitate for real issues that concern women. We have women organizations that are more interested in attending UN conferences than putting their boots on the ground to deal with issues confronting women. You have women in the legislature who don't see themselves as representative of women, who see them, who only drive any issues that advance them, even when they take on women issues, is from the perspective of how it advances their own personal interest. So the challenge therefore is that I am one for when we're ready to organize, when we are ready to create movements that address the issue of women, I will be supportive and render the support that is necessary to get that to happen. Having said that, the, the challenge you have is that we have not come to a point where we use culture for good. Culture is used in the service of evil.
Yes.
Okay? So people were sacrificing twins in the name of whatever. Then there's a woman, Mary Celeste, who woke up one day and challenged it. And today, some of us are proud fathers of twins. If we were living in that era in which culture was used in the service of evil, we will not have our twins right now. So every culture that does not promote the well-being of society, the people who live in that society, should be challenged, not just by women, but by everyone. Okay, so why do I have to have a female child who already from birth we have put a limitation on how much she can advance in society? So we must challenge it. We must not just as women, but as people who are working for the advancement of society, challenge those laws, whether they are indecisive, whether they are participatory or anything. We need to organize to make sure that culture works for the promotion of public good rather than the one that steps it down.
Honestly, I think you hit the nail at the head, because most of the times this culture, most of the things we suffer, they are just cultural issues, cultural norms, cultural affiliated, cultural related. You know, you see a man just woke up one day and say, I'm going to deal with you. This is my sister-in-law, I will deal with you. I will frustrate you till one day you hang yourself.
Let me tell you, Gucci, I think we should situate this more widely. Oppression, generally, people use anything that they can use to have dubious advantage. From where I come from, for instance, you can have a goat that is shared. By the time you finish separating what is meant for the elders and then what is shared for the remaining of the people, you find out that the elders have collected all the best part of that goat or cow or whatever, and it is supported through a dubious cultural construct that you don't know where it came from.
I'm telling you.
So when I became the chairman of my own community, I told them that we have to share the, we have to, we in fact we have to pieces everything, and it has subsisted till today and nothing has happened.
And it's working.
It is working effectively.
So any other community can also take
So
that.
there are communities that say, oh, for you to be the leader of the community, you have to be the oldest man. We said no, it has to be democratized. The eldest people should be patrons. Their experience will become valuable. Let us democratize and elect people who will lead us. We started practicing democracy in our own community, and then we threw away this: if you are the oldest, you are the one to lead, and all of those things. So the real issue is that there are no people who are willing to challenge those things. When I raise my own daughter, I will create the conditions under which you are going to marry my daughter. It's not going to be the one that is provided for by culture. I can decide to give out my daughter and say, go and do court wedding or go and do church wedding. I don't want this, I don't want that. Those are my rights as a parent. And so if you don't want to promote public good, you can hide under a dubious veneer of culture and promote what serves your personal interest rather than public interest. So it is for us to challenge those things, and the only way we can challenge it is through organizing. And that's the point that is lacking now. We are not organized. You understand? We are still running a complaint industry. You understand? The women run a complaint industry. Oh, this one is not helping us. This one is not helping us. Nobody will help you. You will organize yourselves and then challenge those constructs that does not advance your interest.
All right, thank you so very much. You've heard from him, High Chief Ezewawawa. I know that this is a popular face in Nigeria. When it comes to election, it's a very popular face. When it comes to participation, inclusion, we want to talk about democracy. You can't talk democracy and what is being achieved without recognizing the fact and also the contributions made so far by High Chief Ezewawawa. So we are glad to have you. My fellow women, you've heard from him that we need to get ourselves better organized.